I'm potentially the least appropriate person to host you on this video. As you can see, even Fletcher agrees with me. You see, I am possibly the least material person that I know. I'm the guy that stands in a bar and changes his order when somebody comes in and says, "Ooh, aid, your brand new Cozzie's just been stolen. It's making its way down the A6." I'd be the guy that changes his order at the bar from an orange juice because he's driving to a pint because he's not anymore. I just find the theft of my material things basically as, well, at best, an inconvenience. But if you've got one of these things and you plan on keeping it, well, there are certain things you can do to make it, well, not to make it theft proof, because they're just not. They've got plastic windows, crap door locks, and they're on wheels, so they're pretty easy to nick or break into. But you can make your pride and joy just a little bit less inviting to the thief, and then maybe, hopefully, touch wood, they'll move on to next door, or the one down, or even better still, completely forget the idea. There are sort of 3 points at which you can secure your van to make it more difficult and more obviously difficult to have a way. The first one, of course, is your wheel. Just bear with me a second. Now, if you're the kind of dude, and I obviously have been, that likes to put one of these on the wheel and think that that'll be it, that'll be enough, well, you're wrong. You see, these things, I mean, look at that. I can tell you through bitter experience, there's 2 problems with these things. Number one, you'll forget you've put it on, and you'll drive off. And then you'll learn that they're neither use nor ornament. Or number 2, somebody will just pull your caravan away. Because, to be honest, these things, well, they're about as much of a deterrent as driving along gravel. Because this part here will break on the under chassis of your caravan. Maybe cause a little bit of damage to your caravan, but your caravan will be gone. It will no longer be your concern. Cheap and cheerful, but not very effective. So what's the best way of securing your wheel? Well, short of taking it off and having it in the van, which would be a bit inconvenient every night, there are the recommended version is the Alco chassis lock. Now, unfortunately, they're not available for every van. But if you check online and check your van is capable of carrying one of these, then I highly recommend these. These are the most secure way of securing one of your wheels. Now, here they are. Consists of, they're not exactly easy to fit, consists of a few parts. The main lock, or commonly known as the puck, the retaining bolt for the chassis, and a specialised key for getting the chassis, getting the bolt into and out of the chassis. Now, why they're not easy to fit is there's a chassis hole here, and that has to be absolutely centered in one of your wheel gaps. Once that's so, you take the puck, you drop your retaining bolt in, put your key into the retaining bolt, and then you tighten it up. Obviously it comes with one of these. You tighten this up. As tight as you can to your wheel. And then you put the locking mechanism into the hole, lock it in place, and put your cap on. Now, the beauty of this system is there's absolutely no play between your wheel and your chassis. That makes that a damn sight harder to move than something you can waggle backwards and forwards until the arm breaks. We'll take the your next point would normally be the third thing that you'd consider, but as we're moving along the van, we'll do this now. And that's the leg steady lock, which once again, it's a multi-part lock. There's this part that bolts onto your hexagonal head for your winder, for winding your legs up and down. This comes with an attachment that you fit in here for winding your legs up and down, so don't worry, you don't lose that capability. And then the sheath. Now the sheath just fits over the hexagonal bolt. Make sure you're actually on. Lock it. And then you're away. Another, not impossible to get off, but another deterrent and a lot of noise. The third and main part is obviously your towing hitch, so we'll have a look at that now. Now, if you've got one of these things, I'll do a pop up here or something like that, because I've not got one with me. That's basically a U-bolt with a locking mechanism across it, and you use that to secure your hitch. Then do yourself a favour, change it. And change it quickly, because they are very, very simple to remove. They're a decent bolt cutter will cut that off in absolutely no time. Ideally what you want is something like this. Once again, it's a very multi-part piece of equipment. As you can see, it's got some serious casing on it as well, which helps the theory. But part of this system of locking your actual hitch comes with an added piece, which is this. You must get one of these, because this stops anybody coming, slinging something under your hitch and just towing you away regardless of what you've got on. So the first part of this is to put this in your ball hitch. As you can see, it waggles about a bit. Then you've got this piece here, which sort of slots over the handle. So you put this over, lift your handle slightly to get it bedded in. Say slightly fiddly, but it does go eventually like that. Then you take this piece, And you start to line up the holes and stuff and slide this through. So you've now got a complete unit that's holding the release handle down so nobody can get hold of this ball. You slide that into the internal retainer. I'll bring you over here so you can see this. This goes there. You turn your key, drive it home, and lock it. And as you can see, you got a pretty substantial deterrent there as well. Those are the 3 ways that I would recommend that you deter thieves. They're a bit fiddly, they are very expensive, but I'd rather spend a couple of £100, which this little lot costs, to get it secured enough to put off even the most pretty determined thieves. It's going to take them time to get through all of this, and therefore hopefully they won't bother with your caravan. Right, that's it for now. Those are my 3 main ways of securing my van. I hope it's given you some ideas as to how to best protect your own van. I hope nobody comes across an example of having their caravan stolen. And if you found that informative, please do the usual, give me a like. It helps the video get out to other people. And please lend me one of those subscribes at the bottom of your screen. They are free and you can take them away later on down the line. Trust me, people do. I'll see you next time.